The Dodgers are on the verge of slamming the door on the Phillies. And Philadelphia's big move for Game 3? Aaron Nola. Yep, that's who they're trusting with their season on the line. And look, there's no disrespect to Nola's resume. The guy's a veteran, he's been around, and he's had big moments. But if you look at how the Dodgers have matched up with him recently, it's hard not to feel like Rob Thompson just tossed him a gift wrapped in red pinstripes. Last time the Dodgers saw Nola, they got to him. 7 hits, 3 earned runs, a couple of long balls, and only 2 strikeouts. That's not exactly dominance. And zooming out even more, Los Angeles has won 7 of the last 8 games against him. So what exactly is the play here? Is it about experience? Is it a decoy move to bait LA into starting guys like Will Smith and Max Muncy early, even though they've been clearly not at 100%? Because if that's the strategy, it feels more like overthinking than outsmarting. Look, if you're the Phillies, maybe the idea is simple. Nola's a vet, he's been in pressure games, and you ride him until he starts wobbling. But here's the catch. If Nola does start to wobble, and history says there's a decent chance of that, then what? Suarez out of the bullpen? That's a plan rooted in reaction, not control. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are the opposite right now. They're setting the tone, calling the shots, and oh yeah, they've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound tonight. That's not just a weapon, that's a full-on advantage. Yamamoto has been as consistent as it gets this season. 30 starts, and in 21 of them, he gave up 2 earned runs or less. That's ace-level production. Sure, his record sits at Dos Vitórias y 8 derrotas, but that doesn't tell the whole story, not even close. If anything, it highlights how often the Dodgers' offense failed to support him. But in terms of stuff, control, poise, Yamamoto is everything this team needs in a closeout game. And here's the best part. He's not alone. This isn't a one-man show. LA's whole pitching staff is coming into shape at the right time, especially with Roki Sasaki settling in as one of the most quietly terrifying closers in the game. More on him in a second, because his quote after Game 2 might have been the most badass line we've heard this postseason. Back to the matchup. Nola is the first righty the Dodgers have seen this series. Games 1 and 2 featured lefties, which allowed LA to keep Will Smith and Max Muncy on the bench to start, then bring them in when it mattered most. It worked beautifully. Now, facing a righty, there's a strong possibility they're in the lineup from pitch 1. And that's what Rob Thompson might be banking on. Force Dave Roberts to start his regulars, then counter by bringing in a lefty like Ranger Suarez out of the bullpen once the Dodgers have committed. But if you're LA, that might not be a disadvantage. It might be the exact opening they've been waiting for. If they can jump on Nola early, and based on the numbers, there's every reason to believe they can, then the rest of the game is about managing the lead. You don't need late heroics. You just let your arms go to work. And that's where things get fun. Yamamoto, with his sub 2.5 ERA and whip under 1, is a machine. Even on days when he's not at his best, he's still giving you 6 innings of quality work. And if you look at his game logs, the dude rarely gets rattled. For starts all season where he allowed 4 earned runs or more. That's out of 30. That kind of consistency is rare, and in the postseason, it's invaluable. And then there's Roki. This kid's story gets more incredible by the day. You think Philly fans were going to rattle him? You think all that noise in Citizens Bank Park was going to shake a guy who literally said, "I don't understand English, so I have no idea what they're saying"? Come on. That is a level of zen that pitchers dream of. While others get flustered by the moment, Sasaki just smiles and throws gas. Since being moved into the closer role and tweaking his mechanics, Sasaki has become an entirely different weapon. Before the adjustment, he was below league average in strike rate. Since returning, he's up to 88% strikes. That's a ridiculous jump. He's not nibbling. He's not pitching scared. He's saying, here it is. Hit it if you can. And so far, not many can. The Dodgers have lacked a true lockdown closer all season. It's been a revolving door of high leverage arms, but no one really grabbing the job with authority until now. And what makes Roki even scarier is the mystery around him. He missed months, barely pitched from May to September, and now he's back as this unknown force. There's limited tape, limited scouting reports, and Philly hasn't really seen him. That's not just an edge, it's a secret weapon. The only real question now is durability. Can Sasaki pitch back-to-back days? Can he go 2 out of 3 if needed? Dave Roberts says he's their closer, but actions will speak louder. So far, it's been cautious optimism. They haven't tested him on consecutive days, but with the way the series schedule is laid out, the Dodgers haven't needed to. Off days have lined up beautifully. Game 3 is tonight. If they win, they get more rest. If they don't, then you start asking questions about how much you can push a rookie with limited reps. But in this moment, right now, with the ball in Yamamoto's hands and a chance to close out the Phillies at home, the Dodgers are exactly where they want to be. Their offense is finding timely hits, their bullpen is gaining confidence, and their ace is ready to go. Add in the fact that Philly's rolling the dice with a guy they've struggled against, and everything is set up for LA to put this thing to bed. Now, you never count out a team like the Phillies. They've got big bats and postseason experience. Harper, Turner, Schwarber, these dudes have done damage. They won't go down easy. But this is about imposing your will. If Yamamoto comes out firing, if the Dodgers jump on Nola early, this could get ugly quick. LA has a chance not just to win, but to send a message. This is our house. This is our October. And while everyone's talking about the big names, don't sleep on the impact of Sasaki's mindset. That quote wasn't just funny. It was telling. Pressure? Noise. None of it gets to him. That's what October baseball demands. Not just stuff, but steel nerves. And right now, the Dodgers finally have that guy at the end of the game who isn't afraid to go right at you with everything on the line. If Yamamoto gives you 6 solid innings, you take that in a heartbeat. Anything beyond that is a bonus from the baseball gods. But the way he's been going lately, 7 or even 8 doesn't feel out of reach. The most important thing is he's not going to beat himself. He's not walking guys, he's not letting emotions get in the way, and he's not folding under pressure. He's just pounding the zone, mixing speeds, and letting his defense work behind him. And with the Dodgers finally cleaning things up defensively, it all feeds into the kind of game they want to play, efficient, ruthless, surgical. And then comes the final act. If the Dodgers have a lead, all eyes shift to that bullpen. And let's be real, it's been the one area that's kept fans up at night. Even in the wins, there's been that nagging feeling of unease when the 8th and 9th innings roll around. But now, with Roki Sasaki at the back end, there's a new energy. You feel like for once they might actually have someone who slams the door shut instead of leaving it cracked open. What's made Sasaki's emergence even more impressive is how quickly he adapted to the big league routine. Think about it. This is a guy who didn't pitch in a major league game for over 4 months. From early May until late September, he was essentially a mystery man. And then he comes back, steps onto the mound like he never left, and starts dealing with a calm that feels borderline supernatural. That kind of poise, especially in October, is rare. And it's exactly what the Dodgers needed. Dave Roberts confirmed what many already suspected. Sasaki is their primary closer. That's not a committee, that's not a matchup-based decision. That's trust. Now the only thing left is figuring out how often they can use him. So far, they've been careful. They haven't thrown him on back-to-back days, or even 2 out of 3. But in a postseason sprint where every inning counts, that's going to be tested, especially if they advance and the schedule tightens up. But tonight, it's all laid out perfectly. The Dodgers are at home, the crowd's going to be loud, and you've got your ace and your new closer ready to go. That's the kind of setup every team dreams of. And even if Sasaki only needs to throw 10 pitches like he did the other night, that's more than enough to get the job done. His velocity is up, his command is sharp, and most importantly, his confidence is sky high. You can see in the way he walks off the mound. No fear, just fire. Now, if for some reason Roki isn't available, or if the game stretches into a weird territory where multiple arms are needed, then things get interesting. Because outside of Sasaki, the trust factor in this bullpen gets thin fast. Blake Treinen was supposed to be a stabilizing force. Instead, every time he comes in, fans start holding their breath. Tanner Scott has shown flashes, but the inconsistency is still there. Alex Vija can be dominant on the right night, but you never quite know what version of him you're going to get. Which is why the emergency plan might be none other than Clayton Kershaw. Yes, that Clayton Kershaw. The future Hall of Famer who might not have the same stuff he had a decade ago, but still brings the kind of command and calm that postseason bullpens are built on. And when it comes to playoff experience, there's no one more battle-tested on this roster. He's not going to walk people. He's not going to unravel. And if the Dodgers need someone to get 3 outs with the season on the line and Sasaki isn't available, Kershaw might be the guy. It's wild to think about, but that's how October works. You adapt. You make bold moves. And sometimes your most trusted starter becomes your secret weapon out of the bullpen. It's happened before. Julio Urias, Walker Buehler. The Dodgers aren't strangers to this. And if it means getting through the 9th inning clean and moving on to the next round, they'll do it. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Los Angeles. The rumor mill is buzzing across Major League Baseball as whispers of a blockbuster trade have sent Dodgers fans into a frenzy. Sources close to the organization suggest that ace pitcher ZACK could be headed to Los Angeles, a move that would immediately reshape the Dodgers' championship aspirations. The whispers, while unconfirmed, have been enough to ignite speculation in clubhouse conversations and on social media platforms nationwide. Wheeler, known for his electric fastball and devastating slider, has long been a coveted commodity in the league. His potential arrival in Los Angeles signals a bold, all-in approach from the Dodgers, who appear determined to leave no stone unturned in their pursuit of a World Series title. Team insiders hint that the front office has been quietly negotiating behind the scenes for weeks, aiming to solidify the rotation with a true ace capable of carrying the club deep into October. The Dodgers, already stacked with offensive firepower and a versatile bullpen, could see Wheeler slot directly into the starting rotation, giving the team a critical edge over National League rivals. If this happens, we're talking about a team that is not just competing, but one built to dominate, murmured a league source familiar with the discussions. Fans are already dreaming of postseason glory, imagining a rotation featuring Wheeler alongside Clayton Kershaw and Julio Urias, and envisioning Dodgers hitters feasting on opposing pitching with renewed confidence. Social media chatter has exploded, with hashtags trending and speculation about who the Dodgers might give up in return dominating baseball forums. Some suggest prospects could be on the table, while others believe the Dodgers are willing to part with seasoned talent to secure immediate championship potential. As the rumor continues to swirl, one thing is clear. If ZACK truly lands in Los Angeles, the Dodgers' strategy for instant success will have taken a dramatic and thrilling turn. Baseball enthusiasts across the country are now waiting with bated breath for confirmation, knowing that such a trade could redefine the balance of power in the National League. For now, the story remains unconfirmed, but the buzz in Los Angeles is undeniable, and the dream of a title run just got a whole lot louder. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.